Good morning, guys. What is going on? So today, got to run into the office, but also we are talking about lighting today, and I thought, you know, with just this nice soft light coming in from the window, it'd be a perfect day to talk about lighting. So pumped that basically on a work day, I can basically get sunrise lighting before I even have to go into the office, which is super cool. But anyway, I got to bust into the office, got to get that time done today. But when we get back, we're going to play around with some lighting and a new $30 light that I bought. And it's kind of just like changing the game for me. And all it cost was like 30 bucks. So anyway, let's go take care of that. I will see you guys shortly. And let's play around with some lighting tonight. Okay. Yo guys, okay, and we are back home. Just got done with dinner with Carr. We are definitely going to talk about some lighting, but unfortunately, I've got to do some dishes from dinner first. But I don't want to bore you guys with that, so I think maybe we'll do kind of like a Peter McKinnon, Edgar Wright challenge style for the dishes and just whip these things out super quick, and then we're gonna go talk about that $30 light and play around with some lighting tonight, which I'm super pumped. It feels like it's been all day for me. It's probably been about 30 seconds for you guys, maybe a little longer, depending on how crazy I got with the B-roll. But anyway, let's do these dishes and then let's play with some lighting tonight. Ooh, pumped. All right, guys, and we are done with the dishes, so let's hop into the office and let's do some lighting. Let's just go in there. Ooh, super dramatic lighting on the microphone. And let there be lights. All right, guys, so today we're talking about lighting, and I mean, really, we're going to talk about a $30 light, but I do want to make kind of a few points before we get into it and we really start playing around with some lighting. Like, when you're getting started, you know, it's not necessarily about like getting a nicer camera. Half the time when it comes to something not looking quite right, maybe something not feeling quite as high of quality, maybe you've watched a lot of people in their studio or you've watched a lot of videos and you just thought like, man, why is their stuff so good? And then they're shooting on like a C200, like a $10,000 camera, and you're sitting there going, oh, well, clearly it's got to be the super nice camera, which in all reality, most of the time, it's just that they've got their lighting and their composition really good. Today, in an effort to even highlight that you don't have to have a super nice camera to get your lighting nice and good, I'm going to shoot on my B cam, the Panasonic G9. Apologies if the focus just sucks. But the first point that I will make, because we're going to be talking about a lot of different lighting and we're going to play around with a lot of different lighting, if you're just starting out, the first greatest thing you can do is just find a nice softly lit window like I've got going on right here, and you get kind of, I think I'm almost a little underexposed at this point, but you get this really, I'm over. You get this really nice, soft, full light of the sun coming in, and it looks super good. And while that's great, the kind of downside to this is if it's beaming in, it's gonna look terrible. And if it's like the brightest part of the day, you're gonna really struggle. And it's inconsistent, right? The sun sets, it moves, it changes, there's clouds, there's all kinds of different factors. And so even though this looks really good right now, I'm very pleased with what I'm seeing. And I love that it's all naturally lit, natural light looks great. There's times in a studio setting when you want that guaranteed lighting. And so that's what we're talking about today. And you don't have to break the bank to get a really good lighting setup. So that's what we're gonna talk about. But anyway, let's hop on over and let's look at this light. I think I might need to put the wide angle on for the rest of this video. All right, guys, so this is the light. And again, I bought this on Amazon. I'll link it down below. It costs like 30 or 35 bucks. something like that. The brand is Mount Dog. It's super cheap, but you'll notice it's got this big square sort of softbox, and let's just turn it on so we can see all of the beauty that there is. But this is the big studio light that I bought recently, and we're gonna play around with this light as well as the old setup that I had, which is this light wand over here and another Amaron light. But we're gonna just show why this big light is so awesome for YouTube and studio work. So let's set up the camera and let's play with some light. All right, guys, and so this is the big studio light, that Mount Dog that we just saw coming in. And again, you can see we've got this, I'm looking at the screen so that I can kind of highlight what we're talking about here, but you've got this really nice full light. In fact, it's probably almost overexposed because it's so bright. This light is crazy bright. It's awesome. I'm cranking the shutter just so I can do this video, but it's beautiful. It's coming in, it's nice and full, and it just kind of makes for a very professional look. We're still cranking. Hold on here, camera. Let's not get carried away here on that. As you can see, this is like the $35 light, and this is with that softbox, right? That softbox is going to soften the light, and it's going to make for just kind of this big, very consistent, beautiful, bright light coming in, very much like you would get if it was the sun or anything in that domain. This light is kind of, in a sense, mimicking almost a consistent like sun shot. That's really kind of what we're getting here. And the cool thing too is you can really sort of use this box to get kind of directional, right? So if I just apply that light from the side, you can see the side of my face gets really dark. The background suddenly gets a lot darker because I'm projecting all of the light in on this direction, and you just get this really kind of dramatic one lit side of the face. But anyway, the cool thing about this light is it's got a stand. You can play around with it. You can position it in all kinds of different ways. This right here from behind would make like a really dramatic interview type shot where you really want to kind of hide the person's face, but you've got that nice highlight behind. There's so much you can do with this light, but really for YouTube and for your studio, you're going to just give you that big, bright, full light right in front. It's gonna just look awesome. So guys, when it comes to purchasing lights, I am no stranger to light purchasing. So these were the two lights that I used exclusively before I bought this one. And again, this thing is just awesome. I'm in love with it. I can't wait to shoot more with it. It's beautiful. This is a little Amaron ALM9. It is very bright, and it can definitely be used for something in the studio. It's super powerful. This is a really good light. ALM9 light, which at the time of buying it, it was $45. So this little light, let's play with it for a sec because I want to show each of these lights and kind of their strength. If I turn off the studio light, suddenly we're pitch dark. We've got that super dramatic lamp in the background. But this is what my camera looks like on the exact same settings with this little light. And it's not bad. It's pretty bright. You can get a very cool, dramatic, directionally lit type shot, but it's definitely better as more of a filler light or for something like this where your goal is really to get something dramatic. It's very little. This is on full blast. I've got it on full blast, and I mean, we could try turning up our ISO back to normal, but even then it's not a big full light. It's better for stuff where you want to maybe fill your background or do something like that. So say I turn this studio light back on, we're going to crank that ISO back down to low, and we can see very quickly how we can utilize this light to maybe add fill or fill the background. Very kind of hard to see, but very much the same as we would do with this lamp that's back here. So it's kind of a good fill light, and also it's just a good little small light. But again, it's not really a great studio light, and for 45 bucks you can pay 10 bucks less and get a much bigger, much more flexible light that's going to be great for studio stuff, and then also good for other things like maybe lighting food videos, which I'm definitely getting into recently. Let's turn that lamp back on. And the other light is this light wand. And guys, I love this light wand. This thing's awesome. This light was $49, so 50 bucks. So also more expensive and definitely not as bright and not as good for studio use, which is funny because I use this light all the time to light myself in the studio, and I thought it was a great light for doing that until I bought this Mount Dog light and realized just how terribly wrong I could be. Same lens, same settings. We're gonna get the remote so that we can blast this up. The only great thing about this light is the fact that it kind of looks like a lightsaber, which is super sick. Editor Jake, have some fun with this. Anyway, let's turn this up. So again, I used to position it about like this. I'd try to kind of hover my face. Let's turn the brightness all the way up, and let's turn it more to like a cooler color so that it's not quite so orange. And again, this is on full blast. We're gonna go back down to a little bit of a wider shutter speed just to show it. You can see really, guys, I mean, again, this is a great directional light where if you really wanna go for some cool, kind of fun, play around shots where you're really trying to light something in a very specific way. Like this light is perfect, but if I'm trying to use this as a main fill light, like it's just not gonna cut the mustard. Looks like I'm in a completely black studio with just a weird lighting setup. It just feels kind of fake, and it just feels less professional, where if I turn this off and we turn this guy back on, suddenly it just feels much more professional, So, Jake, what is the point? What are you trying to tell us, and really, what are you getting at? Frankly, guys, I guess what I'm trying to say more than anything is that lighting is king. When it comes to your videos, you really are capturing light, right? You are capturing light, you're reflecting off of objects, creating images, creating video. Like that is what we are in. We are in the profession of chasing and capturing light. That means that your lighting needs to look really good, and you need to heavily consider how you want to do your lighting. The cool thing is for a light like this, and again, I'll link it below, you don't have to spend an arm and a leg, which we are all about on this channel. How can we spend less and get really big bang for your buck? And guys, what I'm trying to say is I'm shooting this video on the Panasonic G9, which is made for shooting pictures. It's not made to make videos. It has great video features, but I'm shooting on a video format or film look that isn't even really standard for film cameras. I've talked about it in the GH5S videos that are made to shoot video. They shoot very flat, very, very nice, soft images that then you go in and add the contrast. And I mean, it's crazy with this camera using a picture profile that's not necessarily film-like, just fix the lighting and you can have an image that looks really, really good. I'm really pleased with how this looks, and I'm not even using a camera that's designed to make videos. So say you have something like a Panasonic G7, or maybe even cheaper, like a point and shoot or something like that. It might not hurt, and in fact, it might save you a ton of money if you just invest $30 on a better light, and next thing you know, your studio looks awesome. And the cool thing about this light, guys, is it is so bright, it fills the room. I've been having so much fun filming Carly making dinner and doing food recently. If you guys have been following me on Instagram, I've been making a ton of stories with it. I've been bringing this light into the kitchen to shine down on her doing the food, and it looks really, really nice. And the cool thing too is I can flip it into slow motion, and this light has pretty much no flicker. It's awesome. It has a little bit of flicker that's pretty easy to remove if you just kind of do a little bit of a deflicker trick in Final Cut Pro. I should probably make a video on that. But ultimately, this light just looks awesome, and it's great for food videos, it's great for studio videos, it's great for interviews. I mean, it's 35 bucks and it just ramps up your production value instantly. All right, guys, but I think I am going to wrap it there for today. Maybe I'll go shoot a little outro, slow motion B-roll if the sun hasn't completely set yet. But anyway, just wanted to talk about lighting today. Kind of wanted to play around with a little bit of a vlog, not a total vlog. We were mostly in here in the studio playing with lights. And really just kind of wanted to show you guys one thing that I think can really improve the quality of your videos for cheap. Getting a light like this is just a super big improvement, and it doesn't break the bank. But also bringing to light, pun, actually didn't even mean to make that pun. But also highlighting, oh my gosh, it does worse. It's like I'm saying it in my head because I'm just talking normally, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, that was a terrible dad pun. Need about 5 kids before I can make those jokes. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to point out also that there's other lights, and they're also very affordable. I mean, I bought these lights first, but they're more used for specific niche areas, right? I mean, they're directional light, they're great for adding effect to video, and they're definitely worth having in your arsenal. I'm not gonna sell these lights, but when it comes to drastically improving your studio, this light right here, this dome, you know, softbox type light is going to make a huge difference. So that is all I have for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave me a like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. And as always, again, in the spirit of today, do not forget that creativity comes from constraint. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. That looks ridiculous. Why is the exposure so out of control? And I'm shooting it in a video, what flavor? What's the word I'm trying to use here? Video profile, color profile? Yeah, that's what I'll say. Man, guys, I'm so pumped. Cara and I are getting married in like 2 weeks, or man, it's even less than that. It's like a week and a half. It's super crazy. Oh. She did agree that I get to bring my camera with me. So, I mean, obviously I want to be as present as possible on the day of the wedding, and I don't want to film a ton of video for that, but I'm also thinking that like the week after, when we're going on our trip, probably gonna film a lot of that. And she said I could. She told me that I could. So we're definitely gonna have to make something sweet out of that. It's ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous. It's a complete disaster. All right, I'm gonna go now. So guys, what did you think of today's kind of vlog? Are you liking it? Are you liking this style? There's part of me that's really kind of loving it. But anyway, give me your thoughts.